Yes, now we're live.
Okay.
I'll just hold on for you.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. I want to let people know we are live on WhatsApp.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. Really good.
Okay, are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. In case there's anyone joining already, good evening, guten Abend, wherever you are joining from. Do you prefer this what's it called? This
Um,
view or the one
I,
where
s-
it's extended?
I mean, for me, I think anyone is perfect. I think the most important is for your channel, right? So, which one would you go for? Makes sense.
Um I think anyone is
My
good.
face blurry.
Anyone is good. All right. Good evening, everyone. I think we have about three people who have joined.
Good
Good
evening.
evening. Good evening. How are you doing? Welcome to today's live. If you're already here, okay. So yeah, I'm getting reports here that the Zoom version is fine. Thank you so much.
Okay then.
um, yeah, please just drop in your comments. Let us know that you're here with us. I can see that three people are here. But if you're here so that we can see you, just drop your comments so that we can say hi as well. Good evening. Welcome to today's live. Welcome to the Bukola Kadri channel, where we talk everything about living in Germany, ways to move to Germany, and everything around that. My name is Bukola Kadri. And today, on today's live, we have a guest with us, as you have seen already. One moment. 1 minute, please. I'm trying to. Um. Yeah. Just 1 minute. Hmm. Okay. Let me see if I. Yeah. Okay. So today we'll be talking about everything about blocked accounts. And if you joined last week, you already know that we are talking about this. Yeah, some people are hyping their man. Okay, so like I said, if you joined last week, you know that we're already talking about this this week. You know everything about blocked account, and to do that today, I have a guest, a wonderful brother, Mr. Ayodeji. So thank you for joining. Well, thank you for coming to the channel. Thank you for joining us here tonight. So without further ado, I'll just let him introduce himself, what he does, and then we'll dive right into the questions.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. Good evening, everyone. I hope my sound is pretty okay. Huh?
Yes, yes, we can hear
Okay.
you.
I wanted to set up microphone, but there was no time. All right. My name is Ayodeji, and I live in Germany. I've been living in Germany for over 7 years. I came here originally to do my master's.
Mm,
Afterwards, I started working, and I'm happily married.
okay.
And yeah, I think that's pretty much. There's a whole lot, but if the need arises, then we'll talk about it.
Okay, thank you so much. That happily married part is really important.
Yeah,
Married
yeah,
to a wonderful friend and sister as well. So you've been here for 7 years.
yeah.
That's a long time. Oh. That's a long time. What's it been like, being in Germany, living in Germany and all that? Just, maybe in like a sentence. What is it been like? What has living in Germany taught you?
I know what I want to say, but I'm looking for like a one word. Since you said one word, I'm looking for
Okay, it can be a phrase, a sentence, two
a phrase.
two
Okay.
lines.
Germany has put me in the path of purpose. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. Being in Germany for me has really helped my path to fulfilling God's purposes for
mm,
me. And I mean, when we talk about God's purposes, it's not necessarily limited to the spiritual, or there is a tendency of seeing purpose from the light of the spiritual assignments, being, I don't know, a preacher or an evangelist, etc. But that's not what I'm saying. But the holistic, my holistic personality, whether it's in career, in ministry, in family, in the core values of life, networking, etc. It
mm.
has really put me in the path of purpose, and for these, really, 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 really thankful to God. And yeah,
Okay, thank you so much. So,
maybe I give a caveat for any question you ask me. I try to summarize and give a short edition. But if there is a need to talk more, feel free to ask.
okay, no problem. Yeah, I just wanted to see whether we got what you're saying, that being in Germany, maybe in another word, you can say that it's giving you more sense of meaning. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
yeah. I mean, I see it this way that you have a goal or target in life,
Mm-hmm.
and it's one thing to have these goals. It's another thing to have the resources to pursue the goal, and it's then even another thing for the environment to support the pursuit of these goals. So for me, when I was in Nigeria, I was a law-abiding citizen, but Nigeria doesn't give you the space to exhibit, how law-abiding you can be. So what I mean is this: when I drank pure water back in Nigeria, right? I
Mm.
don't throw the nylon on the floor. I keep it in my pocket. Now,
Mm.
this is not
As a
because
Nigerian,
what did you say?
as a Nigerian.
Yeah, 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 in Nigeria, yes. But this is not to say whether anybody was going to arrest me or anything. But I just had this core value of, at least maybe before I
Doing the
had
right
this,
thing.
maybe before I had a sense of humanity, maybe I wasn't doing that. But the moment I grew into maturity, I did more of that, right?
Yeah.
So, or I go to banks. These are a few experiences that I remember vividly. I go to banks, I stay on the queue, or any
Mm,
place that require me to stay on the queue, whether it's in the university, I stay on the
mm,
queue. And then you see people, just jump in the queue and everything. And I get very pain and angry. Like, what's all this nonsense? So now Nigeria does not help you to really live that kind of life.
mm,
But then coming to Germany, this is exactly what Germany requires. I mean, if you're in a store, I mean, a supermarket, and you're not on the queue, in fact, the other people whom you've jumped, they would not be the one to stop you. It's the cashier or the person. So, it gives me a sense of, so this is like, I would say, one of the basic areas when I say it
mm,
gives me the sense of purpose. But then the bigger aspect is even then getting resources to, to pursue the assignments, that
mm,
God has placed in my care.
mm. Okay, so if you see me looking, I'm looking at the laptop because the camera is a bit above me. So, but I'm still looking at you. Yes. So basically, you're saying that Germany has changed you. You were a better person. You're a good person, but living in Germany has made you a better person.
Yeah, it gives me the opportunity to live what I believe in.
Oh, super! I like that.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, as a Nigerian living in Nigeria, then even if you wanted to, do good things, which you even tried to do, Nigeria wasn't, really all about that. But Germany, with its values and how everything is, ordered and all of that, it gives you expression, like you said, to, live out how good and how good of a person and how to express your own core values. I think
Correct.
that's it.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so I just wanted us to get a bit into your kind of person and your background. Have you told us what you do?
Well, that's why I told you that there's when you ask me a question, I will give a very short,
Okay,
version.
so I know we'll get there. So maybe we just hold on that for now.
I
But
understand.
you're an expert, a professional living in Germany.
Yeah.
So guys, before we go into more details, what we'll be talking about today is everything about blocked accounts. What you do not know, some of the mistakes you're making. I remember somebody was asking me recently how to go about it. And then, I had called him to ask, and that's why I thought, okay, there might be, and he had a lot to say, being someone who used it and, and obviously he's in Germany now, so he worked, he knows different things you can do, which ones are the better ones. He has tried many things. Also, he has helped, with people's migration down here as well, so, and that's why we are bringing him here today on the channel, on the show to be able to talk about it. So if you have questions, just leave your questions in the comment section so that we can answer them. Okay, so today, like I said, we'll be talking about everything blocked accounts, how to open, how to do it the right way. And we know that Germany, for students, blocked accounts has always been a thing. Most students or most people who want to come to Germany as a student know about it. But then with the recent, visa type, which is the opportunity card visa, there's also blocked accounts evolved, as well. And so many people are asking, how do I go about this? How do I go? That is everything we are going to be talking about today. So keep your questions there. So first things first, how did you know about blocked accounts, and how did you or let's start with what exactly is blocked accounts?
Okay, auf Deutsch ist Sperrkonto. All right, but I mean, blocked account is before I use like maybe the what the German will call it. I like to is it workplace people? I like to refer to it as a disciplined saver. I mean, this is what I like to call blocked account, a
Mm,
disciplined saver. And why I call it that is a blocked account is an account where you put an amount of money in, but you have
yeah.
no liberty to get this. I hope the sound is not coming from me.
What sound is that?
The WhatsApp notification sound.
Maybe it's from you. I
Okay,
don't think
please.
it's from me.
Maybe I should get this WhatsApp out of the laptop there. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, I hope it won't sound again. All right, so it's that account where you open and you put some amount of money into. However, you do not have the liberty to get it out however you desire. You can only get it out uh, within the confines of certain conditions that have been set by the German government. So I called it a discipline saver because if I as a person could have an amount of money, I could have 1,000 euros with me, and if care is not taken, you're spending it in one day. I mean, that's not me. I don't spend that lavishly, but I'm trying to put it in good context here that
Yeah.
one can spend. But then this blocked account is a discipline saver in the sense that you put 1,000 in an account, and it tells you that you cannot spend beyond 100 euros per day. And there is nothing you're going to do. There is no police, nothing, because you must have signed a contract. So
Mm,
that is the day-to-day definition of a blocked account.
mm,
And the reason for a blocked account is also to ensure that residents in Germany, or let me call them foreigners in Germany, have a sustainable source of livelihood within the period of their stay here in Germany. And just like the example I gave earlier, humans, even if you don't spend it lavishly yourself, there are times you have some money, kept in an account or something, and someone comes around and tells you that they have challenge. I mean, you've told yourself you don't want to spend the money, but now this is someone who's got a challenge, life and death situation. You end up spending that money. But in the case of a blocked account, no matter who comes, no matter what the challenges are, you don't have the money because it's literally not your money. It's only your money when it is released or paid out of the system. And I believe questions will get there or will explain what I mean by released or payout.
Okay,
So
thank you. I was gonna ask. Okay, please continue.
yeah, that's the second part of the question you asked. The first part was how did I know about blocked account?
Yes.
How I got to know was when I was planning to come to Germany
Mm-hmm.
and reading through the requirements. And when I got to the financial aspect, it turns out to be there were three, I think there still are three financing options that a student has, or
Yes.
I would say student or a person has to prove their means of livelihood, sustainable livelihood while they are in Germany. One is the blocked account. Two is issue of a sponsorship letter that we call Verpflichtungserklärung here in Germany. And the third one is getting a scholarship from a university. So this was the first time I got to know about blocked account, and I read about it to get to know, okay, what exactly, who is blocking what? How do I take my money, chunk, money, put in an account in a foreign country? Is someone going to dupe me or whatever? So this was my introduction into the blocked account, the topic of blocked account.
Okay, thank you so much. So it was because you were trying to come to school here, and then you got to a part where it told you that blocked account is required.
Yeah,
And you have
correct.
explained that blocked account is a saving system that is somehow limited for you. You can't just spend out of it anyhow. You called it the discipline system.
Discipline
So
saver.
discipline saver. Okay. So I'm sure that this question comes up later, but I just want to ask for clarification. Is it that because you mentioned that you can't spend out of it daily, you can't spend more than an amount daily? So do you spend directly from that account?
No.
Okay.
So here's how it works. I'm going to use Nigeria as a case study because I'm Nigerian.
Mm-hmm.
When you are planning to come study here, you are expected to. There are a lot of requirements. One of the requirements is a financing option, and I think that's actually one of the major, if not the most important requirement on the list. And I will tell you why I said so in a bit. So you are required to open this blocked account from Nigeria. I don't want to jump the gun. Maybe you still have question about how to open it, so I will not say anything about that now.
Okay. Yeah.
So would you open this account from Nigeria?
Mm-hmm.
And you sign a contract. Uh,
Mm.
what you're signing in the contract tells you that the money you're putting in this account is going to be kept here, in quotes, locked here for a period of so and so. You can actually state how many months that you would want the money to be blocked for. But as a student, it is normal that you'll be required to block it for 12 months, which is a year. In the space of this 1 year, so maybe let me go back a bit. There's something called BAföG in Germany.
Okay. What does that mean?
Yeah, I did not check. I do not know. I think I've never checked the meaning of BAföG. I just know what it means.
Is it an
It's
acronym? Okay.
Yeah, it's an acronym, BAföG. So
Okay.
it's a financial system for German citizens. So a financial system that the German government gives to our citizens who are students. So this is an allocation of money that they get, to livelihood per month and everything. So blocked account is calculated based on BAföG. So it means that as a Nigerian, say the Nigerian government gives every student 500 naira every month. That means that for a student, and that 500 naira is supposed to take care of your accommodation, supposed to take care of your feeding, transport, everything you need. The government kind of planned it, got the estimate of what every student needs to survive in every month, and let's say it's 500 naira, and the government distributes that in the space within the space of a year. That is 6,000 naira. So This is exactly the same thing like BAföG, blocked account. The BAföG is what the government gives. So the government uses BAföG to determine how much the blocked account will be, even for foreigners,
Mm,
thereby also ensuring that there is equality in the system. So the fact that you are coming from Nigeria does not mean you are permitted to live at a low standard compared to
mm,
German citizens.
mm,
So you are going to get here, and I know as Nigerians, this is the funny part because we have the idea of a guy I can survive on anything, even if I have 1 naira, I can survive in. Germany does not listen to that. It upgrades you to the level of our citizens. So every person is supposed to live on that standard. So the amount for BAföG per month is the same amount for blocked accounts. Then you are supposed to then open this account from Nigeria, put these amounts for a month, multiply by 12 months, 1 year now, put it in a blocked account. It's blocked, and the signature you put on your documentation already confirms that I'm agreeing to the fact that I only get a portion of this money out of this account every month. And based on the amount I get every month, it's okay, Bundeshausbildungsförderungs. Okay, thank you, my wife, for still guiding me on this channel.
thank you.
All right. So
Yeah, so that's the meaning of BAföG,
yeah,
guys.
Bundeshausbildungsförderung.
So that's like Federal Educational Developments Law or
Finance.
something. Money. Yeah.
So you already signed that you're only getting a portion of this money out every month. And so when you get to Germany and you've done everything you need to do, you will have access to that money, and then you start getting the portion you signed that
Mm,
you get every month. And yeah.
mm,
So, but what I
mm.
mean by discipline saver is you cannot get to Germany and say that the whole amount you put, you want to get it in 1 day. It's not possible. You can only
Okay.
get a portion based on your
Mm.
agreements.
Okay. So you said this money, based on this BAföG is a financial support. So based on so guys, German system is very structured, which is something I really love about about Germans and about the system. Very systemized, very cultured, structured, and all of that. So I guess because of this, they probably have like a budget for everyone, for students, and all of that. So now he's saying that there's something that they think a student should be spending on a monthly basis. My question would then be, for citizens in Germany, for the people who are Germans, does the government pay them this money? Because I know education is free. And guys, by the way, I and Mr. Adeji Fane have already talked about, if you go to my channel, you would see how to come to Germany to do your master, something like that. He has explained, the nitty-gritty, how to come to Germany through education, or if you want to do masters. And he explained some of these things in there also, and how to come to Germany, especially as a student. And now today he's talking about the blocked accounts part. So then my question would be, so do they pay their citizens or students some money?
They have access to it, but
Okay.
they don't have to get it if they don't want it. So, it's
I
also
see.
like every country. There are people with funny financial, well, let me not say funny, people who are not maybe financially buoyant. So,
Mm.
you have access to get it if you want, but then you are not under any compulsion to get it.
Okay, so Zupa, you don't have to get it, but then it's available. Oh, no want to get money that is available to them now.
Yeah,
But it's
but
not
I think the
competition.
information I do not have right now is I think it's paid back. Yeah,
Mm,
it's paid back. Yeah, I think I know this information. And what gave me the information was when I got to Germany. Um, as you can imagine, I came. I'm not, my family. I'm not from a wealthy home, so I needed money. So when I got here, I went to the Studentenwerk. Studentenwerk is student administration. They take care of apartments. They are the ones you go to when you need this BAföG money. You go to them for if you are as a couple, if you are being abused as a student,
mm,
all of this student
okay.
administration generally. So I
Yeah.
went there majorly to talk about accommodation. But while I was there, I'd seen this BAföG on their wall and I read something and I was like, okay, can I get back for?
Mm.
And then they confirmed that I needed to be a citizen or permanent resident, and okay, they will bounce you. Okay, still in line with what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
So you need to be a citizen or permanent resident. Additionally, you when you get the money, you pay it back when you start working, but it is distributed if you pay back with ease. That's the thing. So you're working full time now, you're expected to pay it back, but then there is no burden of, because you can imagine if you've gotten money over the period of certain months or years, it will be so stressful to just be expected to pay it back at once. So it's just a system of security created by the government for their student. And I think maybe, I'm not sure about this, but I think it has no, maybe it doesn't have any interest also. I'm not sure of that, about that, but a friendly package for the citizens. Yeah.
Mm. Thank you so very much. I imagine that it's probably a thing, so there's financing available for probably people who don't work, and it's that kind of thing. When you then get to work, you pay your taxes, that kind of thing.
Genau,
Or,
genau.
in some cases, maybe for people who have sought asylum, or so I imagine that it's just a government provision, and then there are some
Mhm.
conditions that need to be met if a student, and that's what she's saying, that you need to be of a certain income. And trust me, like we said, Germany is structured and systemized.
Mhm.
Trust me, they have your details. If you have money, you can't lie about
You
it.
can't play the system.
So yeah, so it's in the system. So basically, if you're of low income, you have access to it, and you then can get it. So now, like you said, also, I want to reiterate that when you have when excuse me 1 minute. The reason Germany is asking for to see that blocked accounts, I don't know if you've mentioned that, is to see if you can take care of yourself.
Yeah, sustainable livelihood.
And they don't want you
And
to come and suffer. They have like a standard for their citizens and all of that. So do you want to say more about that?
yeah, in addition to what you've said, I think when you also think about it in a wider scope, it
Mm,
also helps to curb topics of or
mm,
what's the word now? Going into crimes on things that are not right in the city, constituting some nuisance in the city, because it's easy for someone who does not have money to be lured into what is not right. It's easy for someone who does also not have money.
mm,
Automatically, you wouldn't have access to an apartment. Then you
mm,
start sleeping on the street. Then
mm,
it messes up the whole place.
mm,
I was watching a video now in Canada about a guy who went from Nigeria to go study there, and then for whatever reason, he landed on the street. It was all messy and everything. I mean,
mm,
it was a very
mm,
messy situation. And then
mm,
this YouTuber finds him, and then there was like some crowdfunding for him to help him get off the street, etc. So these are the things that Germany also tries to limit. Germany's does maybe the current reality is also not that friendly, to Germans, to foreigners coming in, or say Nigerians coming in.
mm,
But the thing is, as much as they want expatriate or students to come in, they also want you to evolve into the system, because take it or leave it, our monies are expatriate professionals in Germany that we
mm,
are paying as tax, etc., is being used to build the economy. No jokes about that.
yeah.
But then, if care is not taken, if they just allow everybody come in, rather than make you, because they will come in, you study, you start working, you start putting back into the system.
Mm,
The system continues to boom. But if care is not taken, they bring you in, you start contributing to nuisance. Then
mm,
instead of building the economy, you trash
mm,
the economy. So this is
mm.
also one of the reasons why the system is very, very core and key, to ensure that you have a source of livelihood, and then you have, I mean, if you have money, you have some sense of sanity, I'd say.
Yeah. You know why I'm smiling? Because there's so many thoughts on this thing of this Germany providing, and just, providing for citizens or those who are in their country for now. But that's not the topic for today. Maybe that topic is for another day. So please, sir, explain to us how much exactly is required for opportunity card in 2025.
okay, it narrows back to the blocked accounts.
Mm.
And as of
Sorry. Yes,
September,
blocked accounts for opportunity card and for students. Thank you.
yeah, as of September 2024,
Mm,
is that like 6 months ago now? Yeah, or thereabout. The latest amount now is now, I think, 11,904 euros,
mm,
um, for the space of 12 years, 12 months.
12 months.
So I think that's going to be a monthly stipend or monthly contribution of 990. I wrote it down here.
Okay.
992 euros per
Euros.
month.
Mm,
992 euros per month. And perhaps there is anybody who's watching us from Nigeria. I like to
mm,
chip this in. I mean, it might not be the first someone is hearing this, but there's a saying that make a while the sun shines. I'd
mm.
also
What
like
do
to
you mean?
say this so that whatever you want to do that right now, just jump on it. Why did I say it?
In terms
When
of
I
coming to Germany?
What did you say?
Is it in terms of coming to Germany?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying come to Germany, but even if it's if you want to just do anything, maybe it's just a life, more of a life, what's the word, life quote, and then you can narrow it down to coming to Germany. And the reason why I said it is because when I came to this country in 2018 January, oh well, literally I was supposed to come in 2017 October, so I
Mm,
already funded since October 2017. Then it was 8,640 euros,
mm.
which made the
Wow.
excuse me, which made the monthly contribution to be I think that's around 840 euros. I
Mm,
think so. I need to do the mathematics. I think it was around
mm.
840 euros per month.
Okay,
So,
let me
but
check.
a 12 months was like 8,640 euros.
Mm,
But look at it now. It's been increasing. I've been in the trend of it since 2017 because I've had to, a few friends and families I've
yeah.
had to help out with the processes, etc. It's been evolving. A year after, immediately I came, it got increased again, and it's getting now. It's at 992, and I won't be surprised. I mean, 992 is already 1,000, so I won't be surprised that in the next 1 year,
It
it's perhaps
increases
even more.
again.
And
Mm,
it's also not friendly for those coming from Nigeria as a case study, because when you think about rate of exchange, then
yeah.
um, it's not that funny. So whoever wants to, that's why made the quote earlier. If you want to, study, and the irony was 2 years before I came, this blocked account was like 6,000.
Mm.
Yeah,
So it
so
increased before the year you came. So I just want to quickly check because I heard somewhere that it is about 12,000 now. Because
mm, okay.
I
You're
usually
checking online,
receive,
right?
what do you say?
You're checking online, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
So
check.
okay, it's 11,904. You're correct. So it is almost 12,000 actually. Almost
Yeah, yeah,
12,000.
yeah.
Yes.
So
So
some platforms
because
are just approximate
almost 12,000, and in fact, what's the difference really?
and
Um.
maybe the place where you saw 12,000, the reason could be because when you're opening the block account, you also this is also not maybe mentioned most of the time, but in
Mm,
general portal, but when you're opening it, you have to pay I think 100 euros it's the opening fee or something like this.
mm,
And just some little additional, say 100 or 150 euros has to come on this money. So when we factor that in already, it's already 12,000 plus.
mm.
Wow,
So there are
that's
some questions coming in. Let's just quickly take them so
okay.
that from Mr. Bidemi Odune and then from I think I know these people from Mrs. Flora Odubeson. Okay, so somebody is asking that how do I put money into blocked accounts? Is it open online with Expatrio, which is better between Expatrio and Fintiba?
Okay. Um, Okay, so fortunately, I'm experienced with both of them because when I came to Germany, I used Fintiba.
Mm,
I'm actually experienced with three of them. The third one is annoying. I will not. Yes, because they did me very wicked thing, and I don't want to mention. It's a popular brand in Germany.
mm,
Most people are using the bank here in Germany. So let me not do something that will make me go. I'm in
I
Germany
think
before
I
somebody
know.
will arrest me. Yeah, but So there is this popular bank. You say the king of banks in Germany. They used to do blocked account. I do not know if they still do it.
Mm.
We have them. Then we have I came with Fintiba, and then I have also the last account I opened, which is about a year ago, was with Expatrio. So the question is, how do I? The first question: how do I put money into the blocked accounts?
Mm.
If you are outside of Germany, so the first thing you want to do is to open these blocked accounts. And how you can do that is, Stabuki here can share a link with you, or maybe in the comments section later. The or simply you can just go online and type this
But what's
fintech
that?
or Expatro. You can just put it there, and when you are
The
there,
share link on what? Sorry.
maybe I was saying you could just respond to this maybe in the chat or something. Maybe when people reach out to your
Okay, which
channel.
one is better, or how do you mean?
No, no, I was my first. The question I'm answering now is how do I
Yeah.
put money into the blocked account?
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
I
You
was
mentioned a link, so I was wondering what link. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm trying to say
Okay,
the
okay,
first thing one needs to do is to go to the website for Fintiba
okay,
or
okay,
Expatrio. And I
okay.
was trying to say if perhaps someone does not know the link, you could
Yes,
easily share the link.
absolutely. I could put the link in the comment section after the live, in the
Exactly.
description box after the live. Thank you.
So I think on the website is quite intuitive. You can just go step by step to open the account. It's going to ask you some basic question. I think maybe one of the core documents will be your passport details, and then
So
once
your
you
passport is needed to open a blocked account.
yeah. So big and why it's needed is because when you eventually get here, you need to do a process of legitimization, and this is still going to be linked with the document you used in creating the account months ago or thereabout
Mm-hmm.
for you to access the money. So once you are able to go through this process and you open the blocked account, I've skipped processes. I didn't go into it because I feel like it's intuitive. When you're on the website, you see the step by step. Some questions might be tricky. I think it's going to ask you at some point if you are paying tax in US or something. I'm not sure if this, but then you're not paying tax in US and everything, so you're not liable to this question. But once you're done with opening it, how do you now put the money? All right. So if you have someone in Germany, good for you.
Okay.
You just need to reach out to the person, make a plan. Maybe, of course, I expect that you would have done the conversion of 11,904 euros. I do not know what it means in naira, but then you
Mm.
have the naira equivalent, and you can make somehow plans on how you want to get this money into the person's account. One of the ways could mean that you put if the person has the 11,000 plus euros here, you put the money into the person's naira account, the person pays for you here, etc. Another way, which is very expensive and direct, would have been you just go to the bank and use Western Union money transfer. You just transfer the money. Another way is if you have a domiciliary account. It also, I think, a bit expensive. But if you have an Eurodom account, maybe it might be quite friendly. I tried to pay a fee from Nigeria via DOM account before, and then it didn't work. Things it didn't. It kept bouncing and all of that. So, but these are some ways whereby you can pay it. And if you're not in Nigeria, if you're somewhere in Europe or I don't know the West, it's easier because then we have portals where you can easily send money directly, and the vetting or the challenges might not be as strenuous as you would coming from Africa, because coming from Africa also subjects it to maybe vetting the source of the money and all of that, just to be sure that it's not coming from a criminal background. So this is how you fund it. I do not know if that answers your question. The second part, which is better between expatriate and Fintiba, honestly, so far so good. When I use Fintiba, it served me well. My person that is using Expatrio currently serves me well also. So I think both of them are quite good. What advantage do I have with Fintiba? Customer service wise, I think they are quite swift. When I blocked my account back in 2017, I needed to get the blocking confirmation like ASAP. And
Mm.
yeah, I think I tried to call them. I couldn't get them to give, they didn't give me on time. However, 1 year after, when I was in Germany, I was doing it for someone, and this time around, like, okay, I was already in Germany and I was able to put a call through to them now. And the blocking confirmation came like swiftly. So they upgraded on that service. And Expatrio last year, I was on this same kind of situation. And the person had to go for appointment like today and we like tomorrow. And we funded like literally the last batch of the money was sent like this evening. And it was supposed to go for an appointment tomorrow. We couldn't get it tomorrow morning, but I think we got it like tomorrow evening. And
Mm.
yeah, the embassy allowed us to just upload it or send it to their emails afterwards. So I think on that note, Expatrio and Fintiba are quite okay. The third bank, which I'm not going to mention their name, the challenge they had was that it was very, very stressful to open an account with them because they would ask you to send a statement of accounts
Mm.
from Nigeria that shows that this I don't know how much million this 12,000 is, but that you have this money. And they do not just want to see the money in the account. Of course, they want to see flow. So they're asking you to send, like, I don't know, 3 or 6 month statement of account. And in my case, of course, you know how it is. Most of us, perhaps,
Yeah.
we don't have money. You have to just run around and gather and put this money together. And I was able to get a friend's parents' statement of accounts and I sent it. I went to the embassy to legitimize the documents,
Mhm.
blah, 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 sent it to Germany. And unfortunately, after like, I don't know, 1 week or so, they contacted me and told me that my account was, it looked fake or whatever, and then they were not going to. So both the money I paid to buy DHL envelope, to send DHL
Right.
envelope, to go and sign signature at the embassy, everything was just wasted and they declined me. And since then, I just said, you this bank, don't worry. So when I got to Germany, I just knew I wasn't opening an account with them.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for explaining. I hope that answers the question. That there are different ways to fund the account which he has explained, and also there's really no difference. But you can choose anyone. Um, I wanted to say switching. You can choose anyone between
Mhm.
Expatrio and Fintiba. Okay, so the next question then is, now we're asking questions. Hopefully we can go back to our questions before. Um, so somebody is asking that, can one fund, I know you mentioned that there can be sponsorship, one of the ways using blocked account sponsorship, and what's the third one?
Scholarships.
Scholarships. Okay, scholarships. So that's for students. If people are coming through opportunity card, I don't know if
I
scholarship,
think
there's no scholarship open to
no
them.
scholarship may not be valid, but I think
Yeah.
Federation Declaro can work for people coming on green opportunity card. I think.
What do you say?
I think
Which position?
Federation Declaro the sponsorship letter. I think it
Ah,
works
okay,
for people
okay.
coming on.
Yes, yeah, 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 yeah. What's it called? Scholarship will not be valid for them, but sponsorship letter would, yeah, be valid. I think I saw that.
Yeah.
So now, if this person has a sponsor in the UK, will it work for them here?
I mean,
Can
if I understood
somebody
the
in the UK,
question
so two
correctly,
questions, can someone in the UK fund the blocked accounts for them, but obviously they will see that the source of this money is from the UK?
yeah, it can be done. My blocked account was funded from Canada.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
super.
So,
So the
so that
same
means,
steps, just go to Fintiba online, follow
uh,
the steps like he said. It's quite
yeah,
easy.
but maybe I should then quickly put,
Okay.
so you don't forget that you must have opened the account.
Mm,
And having opened the account, you would get your account details, account number,
okay.
IBAN,
Mm-hmm.
what else? IBAN and BIC. I
Yeah.
mean, IBAN and BIC literally is just your account.
You are speaking German. I ban and BIC.
IBAN, IBAN.
Yes,
Is
yes.
it international bank number? I don't know.
I
It's something
don't know, but
number.
I know that I ban in Nigeria to be I ban, but you
Yeah.
get the point, you
So
guys.
your account details. So this is what the sponsor needs.
Yes.
It's just
Okay.
needs it like it's paying into any account. You are just paying
Yeah.
into any account.
Okay. And
So
then they
the
make the
sponsor
transfer.
from UK can just transfer the money via. I mean, whatever. And I think even some of our banks support this inter-country operation easily with this Pakasi, etc. Yeah. And the
Okay.
second one, can a UK can someone in UK act as a sponsor now, right?
Yes, yes.
So this is one I think is not valid because you know the uniqueness of our letter of sponsorship. I try to explain to people that
Mm.
I know that in UK and US, I might be wrong, but I think that when they talk about sponsorship letter, it's literally maybe like writing letter on an A4 sheet or something. But
Mm.
what we have here, hey, I should have gotten a sample and just, I think I have a
Okay.
picture somewhere, but it's too late.
Mm.
Um, it's a special paper that
Mm.
is issued by your district office. Just call it by the government.
Yeah.
So
Like
it's
your
not
local
something I'm
government.
writing to you and all so it is not about the fact that your sponsors have the money. It when this is talking about sponsorship letter, it's
Yeah.
not about your sponsors having the money. It is
Mm.
about your sponsors being in Germany and then having the ability. Yeah, because
Ability. Yes.
in Germany, I think it's more about the ability now than the money, really.
Yes.
Yeah. So
You're
and
right. And that letter comes from that, can we say it's like local government area or
yes,
something
yes. Yeah,
that
your local
has
government.
carried out their own checks,
Exactly.
that you have the capacity to take care of this person. In these things, they check things like what's the size of your room,
Yeah.
or whatever, what's your salary range, and all those kind of things. And then they can now say if this person meets all the requirements, they can then say that, okay, this person is okay to, sponsor you. And so they send the letter. It's
Yeah.
not you that is writing the letter, like you said.
Yeah.
So they send the
So this
letter.
is why a sponsor in UK might not be able to
Mm.
stand as a sponsor, but
Yeah,
if the sponsor in UK has the money,
they can
it just has
fund the
to it can
account.
fund, yeah, with the money.
Okay. So in this case, the origin of, transfer, the source of the transfer, the country of the transfer doesn't matter then.
It
As
does not
long
matter.
as
It does not
okay.
matter. I mean, what is important for them is that they are getting the money, right? So it does. I even think it does not matter the name is coming from. In the cases we have been in so far, fortunately, it's been the same surname, but I think it's got nothing to do with surname. Yeah, because
Mm.
when it's being credited, you are crediting it into a particular account, that person's account, and the what do we call this thing? Oh, this thing, Verwendungs, is it Verwendungsweg? This thing we write explanation in your, I don't know,
In
reason for
your
sending money. The reason for sending the money. Yes, let's just make it easy.
ground for is
Yeah,
that
but you know when you're making transfer, we have this portion whereby the reason for sending the money. I think it's called Favendus, whatever. Yeah.
okay, it's
But
right.
it's
So
just important that so in that place you also would have gotten they would have told you that for the reason this is what you should
okay,
put.
this one issue.
So,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
so the person's name,
Mm.
the BIC ban as well as this reason
Mm.
would
Mm.
link. So regardless of who is sending it, it links it.
Okay. So, quick question then, because it's important. These apps that are used for creating blocked accounts, are they, in different languages?
Yes,
Are they in
yes.
English, or do people have to understand German?
No, no, no. You can turn them
Those
to English. Yeah.
can use them
I
in
mean,
English.
what I cannot promise now is the final document you would get when I call it like the contract, right? I mean, it's not like you're physically signing anything, but at the end of everything, you get some document that says, okay, you have opened a block account with us, block account opening confirmation. It's not blocking confirmation now. You only get blocking confirmation after you put the
Pay
money in
the
the
money.
account. Yeah, so the blocked
Mm.
account opening all of these things. These are the ones that you might not get in English. They might come in
Mm.
German.
Mm.
But if you have done the processes of filling the forms well, you're pretty sure that. I'm also maybe putting this out for someone who might experience it in the very nearest future, because it's normal that you want to be scared that, boy, these 5-7 pages in German, do I even understand what they're saying? If you have done your processes right, you can be sure that what is there, it's just going to be telling you how much you can withdraw every month, how much you have blocked for, the to-dos, etc. And you have Google Translate or DeepL that you can just easily use to translate.
Yes, you can use translate. I was gonna say that you can use translators, Google Translate, DeepL.
Yeah.
You can just translate, snap picture, whatever. Use a translator if you want to be sure of what is in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question is the amount same for students and opportunity card? Because on Expert Row, it's 13,103.
Um, okay, I do not know
You
about
had
it.
mentioned 100 euros, but I mean a whole
Yeah,
thousand.
so I was going to say that maybe you should check it out because I know Expatry also sells health insurance service.
Oh, as well.
So I'm not sure, but if
Maybe
you check the
that's
breakdown of this money, it might
that's
include this health insurance, and maybe it's also a good time to chip it
how
in.
much is the health insurance supposed to be?
Yeah, so it might not really be. So rewind a bit. When I was coming, I came with Fintiba, and a friend of mine came with Fintiba as well.
Okay.
And she bought what's it called now? Insurance for two
Mm-hmm.
years already. And the insurance she bought was private insurance, which means that the insurance was like, I don't know, 30 euros per month or yeah, 25 or 30 euros
For you.
monthly for no per month per month.
Yeah, so 30, so the
So
person has
30
to pay
by
for
1 year, that's like 300, 30 by 12,
70,
420, right? Is the mathematics still correct?
70.
360. My bad.
360. Ah, sorry, I said
And then
720.
2 years will
Yeah.
be 720 and all of that.
Mm.
So I'm not sure, right, what this amount is for. What I'm trying to say is that then Fintiba sold this service and she bought the entire service. I didn't buy the service, and if only I knew, I'd have bought it. But because when I got here, I ended up being signed up as on a public health insurance where I was just paying ridiculously every month. And of course, God gave us
So,
good.
so are you advising that it's better to buy, to pay for health insurance with these apps? Is it
No,
cheaper than when they come?
no, I'm not advising it, and I'm not against it. So
Okay.
it's also just to optimize for what is best for you. For some reasons, for some people, they really need to have the public health insurance, and because if perhaps I don't know if depending on your health situation, then
Mm,
there's no point buying. Meanwhile, this expatriate, we do not know. I'm not saying I don't know what 13103 is for, right? But
yeah.
if for any reason it's for health insurance, when you go there, it might also not really mean that it's public. It might be public insurance, it might be private insurance,
Okay.
or it might just be some additional service. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's clear right now that
Yeah.
blocked account stays at 11,904. So this I will check this also after the
Yeah. So I think that you, like we said, use the Google Translate or translating apps. When you use those, you would I'm guessing they would state what the fees are for, and you'd be able to read and know what the extra money is for. And if they say it's 13,000 or whatever, yeah. So okay, so he's saying he thinks it is 13,000 plus, because
is
after
the health
opening an
insurance.
expert trail, I was allowed to download the so it's for health insurance. So you're correct, sir. It's for health insurance. Okay, so that means the health insurance is probably for a year or how many years?
Yeah, I suspect it to be for a year because the blocked account is also for a year. So it's just a
Okay,
package that
okay,
comes
so
together.
1 year then. All right, so that's fine. Okay, somebody's asking. I think your wife said don't mention.
Yeah, when I was referring to the banks, to
Thank
the
you. Okay.
yeah, she
Oh,
knows.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Don't mention the bank. All right. So somebody's asking, how easy is it to get a job on opportunity card?
Do you
So
want me to answer or you answer that?
I will answer, and you can also give your input. So we're talking about blocked account here today, and it's only here because we are trying to give an expert opinion on blocked accounts. On opportunity card with Visa, I made I think about 2 videos on it. I think I might have to bring an expert. However, the situation and we yeah. I did a live about opportunity card, the differences and all that with an immigration expert. I think that's Rennie or Ren rather. You can watch that video. Um there are I think as with anything, even if you're here and you have a job and you want to change to another job, it takes work. It's gonna take some time. So even though Germany is looking for skilled workers, it's not like the jobs are like there on the tree to just speak out. However, what I think is important is to be super skilled. Like, if you're highly skilled, there's no way, to just be a matter of time. You will definitely get something. Last week when we were talking with the guest, he had said that he schooled here, and he got a job on his day of graduation or something like that, or he started his new job 2 weeks after graduation. But he had been searching for jobs 6 months before. So it took a student who studied here to do it took him 6 months to get a job. However, I know that with opportunity card, you are able to probably extend the time. But I feel like, depending on your, first of all, is even to get the visa based on the points and everything that we have discussed in other videos, which you can check on the channel. But also, skill is really important here. Once this person is skilled, there's the opportunity, and then they can now look for the opportunity. Do you get it? So I think that's what I have to say on that. What do you have to say, Sam?
I mean, you have hammered on it properly. Maybe I would just like to mention this. It feels like the skill of Excel
Mm.
is Germany loves Excel,
Mm.
and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if, but I think a
As a
lot of
Microsoft Office Excel.
yeah, Microsoft Office Excel. Yeah, I
Interesting.
think it's a great knowledge that a lot of people trivialize, and I've
Mm.
been trying to sell it most importantly to my siblings and maybe some other persons. Never
Mm.
that said, just go and learn this Excel. Oh, okay, just go and learn this Word of MS Word, MS Microsoft Office generally
Full
because
package, yeah.
there are a lot of potentials, and I've come to realize that in my job, so I've only had one. I've only been in okay, no, two companies, right?
Mm-hmm.
This across these two companies, minus the in-house software applications, etc. Excel
Mm-hmm.
has been one of the major tools that we use for
Excel
a
is
lot
a
of
great tool,
things. And
anyways.
yeah, whether it's to program in it, the macro functionality,
Mm.
we to code in Excel,
Mm.
or even to just understand the basic
Mm.
functions in Excel. So I think for when you talk about being skilled or positioning yourself as being skilled, this is one of the areas that one can really invest what's the word, invest time into. Yeah.
Mm.
And in fact, when you talk about data analytics, data analysis,
Mm.
it still goes back to like Excel also. I mean, yeah, there are the extended tools that comes on it, right? But some of the basic works, kicks off from Excel. And
Yeah.
permit me to say this also, that you can also take out the function of God when it comes to this getting a job.
Favor. Yeah.
Um, Skills are good, but I would not be surprised that there are people who are very, very skilled, even here in Germany, who do not have jobs, right? So, but do your part by fueling the skills, but importantly, pray for God's favor. Just like Wushi, the last week guest that was here, that was Toby. The experiences and a couple of people that I also have around us here who, job wise, they are thriving. But then we can also just take it back to the fact that favor meets the skill, and yeah, the skills rather.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so just try, something can come out of it. It's not, and once it's possible, it's not impossible. And once that happens, Germany is a great place to stay. Okay, it's a
Also,
great place.
I'm sorry, I want to quickly add something to that. Also, if you're still in Nigeria or outside of Germany, I think it will be good to do your background check as
How do
to
you
which area you want to position yourself to be employed in, which field. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I feel the opportunity card is for you to even get the points. You must have, obviously there are some areas or that is thrived in, like tech, but also if you have even vocational skills, they are extending the opportunity card to people like that. If you have, so all these things you must have considered them and checked out your points before you are qualified for the visa. Do you understand? So I feel like that's already one thing that is you must have thought about before even trying to apply for the visa,
mm,
because it's based on points, and the more points you have based on your, even if you are in the tech area or tech industry, the deeper you are in it, or the more um educated you are in that regard, or in
Mhm.
whatever your industry is, the better your chances.
Mm.
Yeah. So I think that must have been considered already. But like you said, tech skills, super. It's talking about Excel, data analytics, Yeah. Also, I feel like in the waiting period, while you're waiting for the visa, you can, like the Excel that you were talking about, is something you can just easily learn on YouTube, or if you
Yeah.
want to be certified for it to better your chances, go to Coursera, do a free course, or if even if it's a paid course. But these are things that you can easily learn and just do, even if
Let me
it's just
let me
basic.
sell a guy on YouTube, Alex the analyst. You can
Okay.
just check Alex the analyst. He doesn't know me. I don't know him. He's a white guy. I think he's in the States and everything.
Thank you.
But
Yeah.
he has like some of these step by step like courses, Excel courses and even some other that can help you. So if you have zero knowledge in Excel at the moment, you can just check Alex the analyst. And I'm telling you, you will write on this comment some weeks how it would really have helped you to develop your knowledge in Excel.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm trying to just look for his link and share. I'm meant 1 minute, please. Long. Okay. So sorry about that. Now let's finish this off. It's already past 9. The questions have been so I typed in there. So those are the questions. So let's just round off. Those are the questions we have in the comment section for now. Let's just round off.
Mhm.
I hope we have answered everything. Okay. Hmm. So, what are the most common mistakes students or people can make when they are trying to avoid this? That people can avoid when they are trying to create or to open this blocked account? What are the most common mistakes?
I mean, I would say the first one I will mention is choosing the wrong provider.
Mm.
So
How would you know the
I
wrong
might,
provider?
so I was about to say that I might not be able to point you to who is the wrong provider, but I can tell you these are the right providers. And we have mentioned two names on this group thus far. I mentioned a third name. I'm not sure they still run the service. It's
Okay.
Fintiba, it's Expatrio, and it's Deutsche Bank. So these three guys are like at least I know they are core legit in this business of opening the bank what's the word block account. So the wrong guys would then be any random platforms that you see online that I don't know maybe are not verified or are not in any way linked to Germany. So I think one should do a very good background check. At least if you don't have anything, you have these three names that were mentioned here today. And even those ones, be sure to, I don't know if there might be some spam links online that that reroutes you to what is not the right place, right? So just do your background check to be sure that you're following the right link. So this is one mistake I could say. It's a possible mistake that people can make. And second thing would be that common mistake is maybe not funding your account on time, or
Mm.
excuse me, not funding your account on time, or not funding it with the right amount of money. Now, when I started, I think when my first comment also, I said something about I think it's the financial requirement is like the most important. Why I said that was so in 2007 I began my journey to Germany, and I was supposed to start with a winter semester in October 2017. Did I say
Mhm.
27? No, 2017. And but then when as of the day I went for my interview, I did not even have I had not funded my blocked account, and it was a challenge, but I was able to do my interview, and then I was told to fund as soon as possible. But then I couldn't fund in about, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 weeks after the interview.
So there's a
And this
time frame to funding.
what did you say?
There's a time frame to funding.
Yes, but ideally it should even be
What's the
before the
duration?
appointment. which I
Oh,
think they have now really, I think they are now really mandated it now. So when I went, it was still a flexible thing that, and even a couple of persons after me, it was still a flexible thing that you go for the interview, they will tell you that, okay, you have like 2 weeks, you have 3 weeks. It's not written in ink. So with different persons comes
oh,
different. Some persons they can give you up to like 2 months or whatever, right? But my own case, I think they didn't even give me any time. They just told me to fund as soon as possible. And in about 2 weeks, I was still trying to fund and I was already denied. So I was denied
mm,
visa in 2017.
mm,
And the good thing I like about Germany, however, is that they will tell you the reason why you have been denied, and the reason is so you can appeal and strategically correct the errors that were highlighted. And they told me that I was not showing serious intention of studies. Why? Because I've not funded my blocked account, and the studies I was coming for in Germany had started.
chai, oh, girl.
So you could see what preference they placed on the financial aspect.
Yeah, yeah.
So a common mistake would be not to fund on time, or yeah, not to fund on time or to fund with incomplete amount. Because if you also fund with incomplete amount, a blocking confirmation will not be issued, and
Mm,
and of course the blocking confirmation is what is needed at the embassy. And then the next thing would be I think that's pretty much everything. That's pretty much everything, or incomplete documentation. If your document is not complete while you're opening the blocked account with expiry of interval, for instance, if you don't provide certain documents, you cannot open the account will not be finalized. It's the
okay.
same way. It's the same way, even if if it's finalized when it is finalized in Nigeria and you
Mm,
have put the money. If also when you get to Germany, also if you don't also put the required document, because you still need some additional document when you get to Germany to unblock it. If you don't have them, you won't get your money out until you're able to fix that.
anyway, okay. I think in all of this, just try to be as legitimate as possible.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I'll say. Because just also, I think a person needs to be, should I say, careful. Just every document you get, you need bring it, because how will you fund account? Pack, save, gather yourself to get the money, and then at the end of the day, you might not be able to get the money. Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ ká rí nǹkan burúkú. Okay, so sorry, that means, how do I
God
say
save us
that?
from misfortune.
Okay, thank you. So someone is asking a question, but I want us to really be fast. So I'll ask the question, but I think I want to ask some important questions.
Okay.
Um, so is it possible that a person, uh, an application for a blocked account gets rejected?
Yes, my application got rejected by Deutsche Bank.
Okay, all right. So it's possible, but why? Do you know any reason
In
why?
my case, they told me that the account statement I provided was in their word. I think they had used the wrong English word. I'm not sure. They said it was plausible. That word stood out. They said it
Mm,
was, but then literally they were telling me that it was not genuine, and I think
mm,
the reason is because, like I said, I didn't have the money, so a friend of mine whose parent had like a couple of boxed up, right, gave
mm,
me the parents' statement of accounts, and I
mm,
think I had some cover letter to back it up, just explaining, whatever. And then I sent it to Germany, but then it was rejected. So I think on that basis, it looked like maybe I was presenting false or falsified documents. Now,
mm,
fast forward to like Fintiba and Expatrio,
mm.
yeah, I do not, I've not experienced it with them, but I would think that if proper documents are not submitted, the right documentation are not submitted,
What kind of documents do they ask for? The international passport? What
passport,
else?
yeah, I can't, your names, your date of birth,
Okay.
they are basic information. Honestly, they are
Okay,
not. I mean,
identity card or something.
yeah, things
Means of
around it.
identification.
So they are not asking you for Why? Because I'm not sure if there is anything. I think they're going to ask you when are you coming to Germany, when you're in Germany, which city, etc. When do you want
Mm,
to start the blocking from? So the fact that you're putting the money from today, you want to start it tomorrow, etc. But they are just basic direct question. But these, I mean,
mm,
if they are not properly attempted,
mm,
I think could lead to not trying to open your account. Of course, maybe they will not come in a very strict manner because they also need you as a customer, right? But
mm.
it will just delay the entire process.
Okay. So now, what should I moment be there? Because um, okay, so I know that when we started, I had asked you about that we're going to talk about how the money then gets released. That do you spend the money directly from this account or something like that? So how do people, or how do students, or anybody who has created this blocked account or opened a blocked account, how do they have access to it when they now get to Germany?
Okay, so when one gets to Germany, one of the first things you need to do is to get registered in the country, in the city where you are, and
Okay.
then you get your you do your Anmeldung, you get
Register.
your Anmeldung, yeah, mit der Bestätigung document from your landlord and blah blah
Mm,
blah. Then you get your Anmeldung, which is your city registration,
yeah.
and what else? Yeah, you open. Well, let me not get to the bank account first. So when you're registered, it means you are already like maybe not fully a resident yet, but you have
Mm,
your visa. You're trying to also maybe get an appointment to convert your visa to a residence
mm.
card residency here.
On the visa sticker, how long is given? Is it 3 months, the normal Schengen 3 months
Visa,
visa?
right? Yeah, I mean, it also between 3 to 6 months, and
Oh,
I learned that it's also with regards to the city that you're going to.
oh,
Some city, I think right now it might, or most city might even be given 6 months now. Why? Because before, some cities that are populated, they'll give
mm,
you 6 months. The reason being that there are a lot of people already on the waiting list here
mm,
in Nigeria or whatever your consulate is. They know what is going on here, right?
yeah,
So they know if you're going to Hamburg, Berlin, Frankfurt, some of these München, some of these big cities, they have
yeah.
long waiting lists. So they will give you 6 months so that at
Okay.
least you will get an appointment within the
Did
space
you
of
now? Did I just start?
no, it was a thing. If it's changed,
Wow.
that's that. If it has changed, that means it's just changed. But it was a thing when we came, such that
Oh,
some people get 3 months or 6 months. So if they give you 3 months, it's because they know that maybe your city, you can
yeah.
easily just get an
Extend.
appointment and
Yeah.
have your visa extended. I think I
Okay.
got 3 months, and then here in
Yeah,
Hamburg,
I also got 3 months.
yeah, and then here in Hamburg, I extended my visa a month. The same month I got here, I think. Yeah, I got here in January, and then I'd already gotten an appointment and I already extended my visa. I just had to wait for like 4 weeks to go pick up the card. Yeah, but it was
Mm,
that swift. Yeah.
mm,
So
okay.
what was I? Aha, you get the city registration, then you go to blocked account. Now automatically when you get to blocked account, when you after blocking while you're still in Nigeria, you will see some to-dos. The
Mm.
to-dos would include that um
He's saying
okay.
thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome, sir. So the to-dos would include that when you get to Germany, that you submit, you upload your Anmeldung, you put in an account, a bank account. I'm coming there in a bit, and
Yeah.
then what else? A copy of your visa.
Mm,
You're going to you're going to be asked to upload a copy of your visa. What else? Yeah, I think these are like if there's any other thing that pops up, but these are like the main thing.
mm,
Now, the blocked accounts you open or a person opens is not for everyday activity. So
yeah.
this blocked accounts cannot be used. You do not have a card, an ATM card to swipe for this, except for few banks who are now. So in case of Deutsche Bank,
Mm-hmm.
they had because Deutsche Bank is a bank that runs in Germany normally. So
Yeah.
most people that opened blocked account with Deutsche Bank, they end up just banking with them because when you get here, I mean, you are in their system already. They just, I mean,
Deutsche Bank is German bank in English. Yeah.
so they just house you. I mean, they don't
Mm,
want to send you out already. They have your money. Why are they
yeah.
allowing you to go
Yes.
away?
It's
But
also
with
a
Citibank,
physical paper bank here, so it's
exactly.
easier. Yeah.
With Fintiba, Fintiba is also being housed by another bank that is called Suto Bank.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So you could run an account with Suto Bank, or you have the liberty to go anywhere. So for me, I had Fintiba, but then I opened an account with Shpakasi. Shpakasi is also another kind of bank.
Yeah.
So it's my everyday bank. Expatriate also, I'm not aware of them having another bank that houses them. I'm not aware of any other bank that houses them. But with Expatrio, you can open a third party bank, because with this bank, you cannot run your everyday activity. So when you open this normal bank, in your expatriate or Fintech, they will now ask you to upload your bank details, your IBAN, whatever. And while
Mm.
you are, so these are part of the to-dos. When you're also uploading, they will ask you to set out payout days. They will ask you to set out your payout days. So they're going to ask you two questions: set out
Oh.
your first payout, and set out
Mm.
the days you want to receive every
Mm.
subsequent payout. So it means that today is what's today? Is it 7th of March? Is like
Yeah.
almost middle of the month. And
Mm.
then I'm on blocking today. So I could literally say, I want to get my money. I want to get the first payout on Monday, which is 10th. So they will give me the money. Then for every other month, I'm now at liberty to choose any day I want. And then, it will make sense that maybe I'm getting the money because I want to get it like a salary. So maybe 29th or 30th of every month, or 1st of every month. It's kind of a thing. So when you put in these details in your Fintiba or Expatrio,
Mm-hmm.
you put in your visa, a copy of your visa, you scan and put it there, a copy of your residence registration mailed on, then you set out the payout, you get your money. However, it's also possible, because there are challenges when you just get here. If you don't, it's only when you get an apartment that you
Mm.
can register yourself to start with. If you don't have an apartment, you cannot do city registration. You can't get your Almeldon, because your Almeldon is linked to your Wohnbestätigung that you get from your landlord.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a house, there is nothing. So there is also the possibility of using CO. So I'm your brother, I'm your friend here in Germany.
Mm.
You don't have a house, you can fill my details into all those. I mean, you have your visa.
Details.
That one
Yeah.
is important. It's not negotiable. You put it there. But this Albedo, whatever, you can put me, and then you put CO there. So they know it's CO. They know it's not. So it means that all the letters and legitimization processes that they would need to do in the space of you putting this document and releasing your money, they will send the letters to my address. And of course, through me, you can easily, or any person, you can easily get your documents. And when you are now settled, you can go back to the portal
Mm.
to change the details, your addresses, etc. Yeah, if
Thank
once
you.
you do these processes, you start getting your money out. And what you will get out, like we said earlier, is don't forget that what you blocked, I mean, let's say it's just basic amount of 11,904 euros. If we had the charges, whatever, let's say 12,000, what you would get out every month is just 922. Is that, I think the money is 922 euros, I think. I said it earlier, I'm not sure. And I can, so I think it's
Oh,
922
yeah,
euros.
992.
992. Okay. So
Yeah,
this is the
month.
money you get out every month. However, every month also you will be paying the bank charges, which is
Mm.
mostly around 4 euros 90 cents. So call it 5 euros. So it means that the money you're going to get back every month is 499 and 992 euros
Mm-hmm.
minus 5 euros. Minus
Mm.
5 euros. And I think people have also asked me this question about do you get all your money back and everything? Because are they duping me? Are they going to get some part of the money? No,
Yeah.
the only thing that they are going to take from you is that 5 euros every month. So 5 times 12, you are paying 60 euros annually. But they would have factored everything into the total blocking amount that you would have put into it when you're opening the accounts.
Mm. Okay, thank you so much. I hope that answers the question. More questions are coming in, and I have two more questions. I don't know. So you know what? Let me just let's answer the questions in the comments, and we'll just round off. We have to stop. Does opening an account, yeah, and funding a blocked account successfully determine the success of getting a visa?
If you ask me this question like 2 years ago, I'm going to tell you yes.
Mm.
Or like yes with 99%. Now
Mm,
that you're asking me, I'll tell you yes with maybe 80%. So it's still a very good percentage. And
mm,
why I said 99% is coming to Germany as a student is actually very easy.
mm.
Or the reality now is that you have to pay
If
the
you
price
gain
of multiple
admission.
years. Yeah, you have to get it. But in fact, the most okay, a few years ago, the most tasking part was say getting an admission and
Mm.
getting the money.
So is it easier these days?
And now getting an admission, well, I think getting an admission has always been easier. I think so.
Mm. Okay.
If you, yeah, with the right course, you're going for a right course that is in line with what you've been doing. Even if it's not in line with what you've been doing, you are able to justify why you want to go for this course. Getting admission is, I think, I mean, my direction and by God's grace, most of the people that I've worked with have
Okay.
gained admission in this direction. So it used to be that the major thing then was the money, but right now, even if you have your money, the major thing now is your appointment. Like right
Mm.
now, you have to wait for. They told you they said 18 months initially, but then I've had people waiting for like 21 months, and now I think it's even now even 24 months before you can get an admission. So I try to tell people like now, if I'm talking with anybody in Nigeria, random, and I say, okay, do you think you want to travel and they are not certain? I just say, go and just apply
Book
to
an
get an
appointment
appointment. Just
first.
book an appointment.
Mm.
A lot can change in your mind in 2 years.
Mm.
Because if after you decide you don't want to travel, then you wait, and then in 2 years you say, okay, I want to travel now. My brother and sister, that 2 years you have to start a journey on that two
Omo,
years. The day
that
you decide you want to leave Nigeria, you start waiting for 2 years. Then after that 2 years, you now know whether you now go for appointment after 2 months. It's
mm.
messy, right? So just
So
if
always book an appointment first to
just
as
book
you're
the
thinking about it now, just go and book
You don't
appointment.
want to know how many persons around me
Mm.
that are just on that waiting list. Some have
Mm.
been waiting for over a year already.
Mm.
Imagine
Mm.
already, and nothing has been heard, right?
Mm.
I would
Mm.
say if you have your money,
Mm.
80%, you're gonna because you have admission. Admission has proven that you have a purpose that is taking you to Germany.
Yeah.
If and when you go for your appointments, if and when you go for your appointment, at the appointment, they're going to ask you oral questions.
Mm.
Your answers to the oral questions, I'm viewing from the positive aspect now, also would prove and show that you are intentional about why you are going to Germany.
Mm.
Now, so you have won, you got admission, and you have won the art of the what's it called? That the consular. You have
Yeah.
shown
Yeah.
that you want to study, right? The
Okay.
third thing is the money. You just need to show that okay, I'm not also a nuisance. I have a
Mm.
source of livelihood, which is
Mm.
your blocked account. One
And
with these
yeah.
three,
Mm.
you are like you're good.
Okay. Thank you so much. So he's saying that you're right. I think talking about the source of the money, that he wanted to use expatriate, but they asked him for the source of the money. So he wanted to use Fintiba, but so because they asked for the source of money, he had to opt for
So,
ex-
which means now you're welcome, by the way, sir. Which means that Finteba has also upgraded their service now to
mm,
vet the where is your money coming from,
source of
etc.
the
And yeah,
mm,
one of the reasons why this happened is also linked to criminal activity because this
mm,
can also be used for money laundering,
mm.
etc. etc.
So if you get refused visa, how do you get your money back?
You just need to send your visa, the denial notification to Finteba, and then they will process your refund. Yeah,
Okay,
but
any
you can be
extra
sure.
charges?
I can't promise that that €100 that is paid, I think you
Ooh,
won't get that back. But I
hey,
mean, you're getting like 99. Yeah, because see, so this is how it works in
you have
Germany. I
to
mean,
make
we are in Germany, right? You know, no 1 minute is for free.
mm,
That's the truth. So there is a manpower that has gone into assessing your application,
mm,
taking your application, processing it, and everything. There is a manpower that's going to go into this, processing this refund and
mm,
everything. And the person working is an employee with a bank.
mm,
If me as an employee, I'm working my 40 hours per week or whatever, I don't care about whether Fintiba gets money for that hour. I'm working, you're going to pay me for it. So
mm.
this is the logic behind it. So that €100, it might not get it back, but I mean, It's, I mean, when you think about 12,100 euros, even God forbid, but even at that point, you would say, even if they say they want to hold 500 euros, you will beg them, send the level five, send it. But I mean,
Ah,
it's also not a messy or a cheating system. So
okay.
yeah, it's a, this is also one thing I would like to say about Germany. It's a sincere and honest system. You can really say that.
Okay, it's the same question. Okay, thank you so much. I have just two more questions. Um, what if a person comes to Germany now and they, especially because of opportunity card, or even in case of students, they block the account. With the way you describe the blocked account, it looks like they might not run out of money for 1 year. But what if their stay extends? What do they do? Before the visa period ends, what if they run out of money? What do they do? Or what happens?
Okay, so the blocked account is just for a year, and the expectation is that you get the money, you get a source of livelihood, a job now before one
Mm,
year runs out, so that the salary you're getting now replaces the blocked account monthly payment, because you're going to be getting monthly salary. If the person does not have a job, the solution would be, and the person is in Germany, the
mm,
first solution would be to reblock. That's if the person goes to any Ausländer Behörde, this is what they would request from the person, that he or she blocks another money. But because the person is now here, there might also already be some advantage system of accessing some of these what's it called? Agento for Arbeit. Maybe so by some miracles, he gets access to some of these trainings, these trainings that is sponsored to go and learn maybe data analytics, maybe UI UX, maybe. So if the person is in this kind of systems already,
mm.
uh, some of these is it Bescheinigung, whatever that you get from
Yeah,
Agentforarbeit,
shine.
can,
Yeah.
yeah, a good shine, can serve as a means of livelihood that you tender to these guys, and maybe the stipend you might be getting, if any, from this system, you might tender them to this. But take note that this is also not an easy option to fall back on. Why? Because the reason why Germany tried to bring you in is for you to come and get a job.
Mm,
They really do not want to put you as part of the people that they are giving money to free of charge, because already there are a lot of people on that list and they do not want to increase it. And why I also said that clearly is because as
mm,
a student also comes with a blocked account for 1 year. Now, after 1 year and then in most, well, in Hamburg, or most Ausland Beauty around Hamburg, they will give you extension for 1 year. Few places, or maybe also dependent on who you meet at the Ausland Beauty, they can give you an extension for 2 years. In my experience, they never gave me 2 years. As a student, they only give me 1 year through. So that means every year, every 12 months, I had to go extend my visa. And it means that for every of those 12 years, excuse me, I had to submit a blocked account. But as a student, if you already start working, your normal VEX students,
yeah.
or even if it's that you have a mini job, the
Student job or mini
contract,
job.
yeah,
Okay.
the student job, the contract from this job would absolve you from funding any blocked account. So when I got here,
Mm,
I had my first extension, which was with respect to the blocked account I came from Nigeria with. Second year, blocked account had finished, but
mm,
by God's grace, I already had a job.
mm,
And I tried to rally around to get some friends to just help me get some money, but I got some amount of money and I just added the work contract, and I got another 1 year. The third year, I did not even bother to look for any, I didn't block any money to any account or look for any money from any friend. I just went with my job contract and I kept getting my 1 year extension, until I finished studying. And
mm,
yeah, so just to summarize what I said about most importantly for the people coming with the opportunity card, if you do not get a job within the space of 1 year, you have to then strategize to fund again. And the
mm,
wisdom step there would be that in the space of the 1 year, while you are getting your payback every month,
mm,
try not to spend everything.
mm,
Try to really, resave it, because the 900 euros that you're getting out every month is
Mm.
supposed to take care of your apartment,
Mm.
food, etc. Truth is, God can favor you that you get a very cheap apartment somewhere. I don't know if I'm wrong by saying this, all right, but I think food is also not one of the things that takes a lot of money from people in Germany. Stabuki, am I right by that? I mean, if you're going into African food, maybe that's not your reality.
Yeah, African
Yeah,
food will be very
that
expensive.
might be
Yeah.
expensive, but
But I
if
feel like if a person has like 5 euros, they can get bread and milk, for instance, and still have change.
yeah, so
So,
food is not really your problem here. That means that you get this money and minus the rent, which takes chunks of it, and maybe insurance. And
mm,
if you're lucky to have bought insurance with this expatriate that we saw, this 13,000, you just put the money, you just save, right? Save.
mm,
And if God favors you and then you get a job, which is the story of a few
yeah,
persons that I know, they just live rich man's life, even as students. Because imagine
yeah,
that means every month you get your 900 back, and
mm,
you also are
have an
getting
extra income
your
from your job.
salary. And
Mm,
let's say on your student job, you are getting, I don't know, 1,000 euros or something. I
mm.
mean, you're a rich guy and you're just enjoying, provided you don't have
As
to
a
repay.
student, yeah, if you get a job, you're good. An opportunity card seeker, anyways, you came to find a job, right? I also think the opportunity card seekers can do something part time in the meanwhile, while they are in the meantime, while they are looking for that proper job. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know they can do. I think they can work
yeah,
many jobs. And
veg student. I mean, they can do mini job. When it comes to veg student, I know that the system is a bit discriminatory. This is not racial or anything, but discriminatory
yeah,
about students. So
yes.
students will be
If you're
prioritized.
even looking
Even if
for,
not
they will
actually
say vex students is for,
exactly,
yes, and sometimes the requirement is that you are studying.
exactly.
Yeah, so
So the funny thing is, you might actually in Nigeria you can decide, I want to stoop solo to take this job and everything. Germany, that your level, that level can be
yeah,
a disadvantage.
there's
But
at this
my
level
God,
you should
is
be
prayer
earning
is for
this
you to get a
amount,
job
and
that
yeah,
commensurate your level, and why
yeah.
they're also doing that is to ensure that every person that lives in the country
Mm,
does not, you are not being paid below what you deserve, what you should earn. This is what they try to do.
mm. Okay, someone says she agrees. Okay, thank you so much. This has been full of information. It took a long time, but it's been so informative. Thank you so much.
Thank you
What
for
are your
having me.
final words for or tips for students or opportunity card seekers who want to come to Germany and all of that? What's your tip on how to make the process smoother, or and stress free?
Picking it from the very last one, unfortunately, I think the journey of relocation is not stress free. Honestly,
Yay.
yeah, it's gonna. The truth is, it might look stress free at the beginning. You just send in application and everything, but it it's gonna get to a level whereby it's gonna put some pressure on your head. And if you're someone that God is drilling,
Mm,
if you're someone that God is drilling, it's gonna
mm,
test your faith.
mm,
And the meaning of that is that you'll be denied. You'll be denied, but God will still be telling you that you are supposed to go forward.
mm.
And so it's literally testing your faith. And I say this from my personal testimonies, which I believe I shared on this channel the first time we had a session here. So,
Yeah.
but my tip would be that if you want to, maybe let me start it this way. If currently right now you don't have any plan of
Mm,
traveling to, it doesn't have to be Germany, or you don't have any plan of leaving Nigeria,
mm,
just sit well and think and pray to God for God to lead you. The reason why I'm saying this is because so that you can come to the realization early. A number of
mm,
persons have said they have no business, I'm not living in Nigeria, and it's not wrong. Please believe myself and Bukola Kadri here, we are not saying Germany is heaven, no,
mm,
or any Western country. No,
mm.
honestly, no.
That's what I
We're
say in the
just
past. Yeah.
trying to share from like the wealth of information and perspectives that we have, right? So if
Mm,
somebody does not have to live, cool, yeah, but be sure to sit before God to know that you don't have to live. Because if you think you don't have to live today, but after 2 years you decide you want to live, you would have lost 2 years. Just like I said earlier, You'd have lost 2 years, and who knows what the processes will be at the German embassy. Maybe a little digression. This same German embassy, like 9 years ago, I've been 7 years in this country, so like 9 to 10 years ago, this is a country where you go for interview and you're sitting face to face with the consular rather. And in fact, questions that you're being asked, you are writing them down on the paper, like one to one, very easy. And but then the same
Mm,
process is what, and then the appointment just comes like this. But the same process is what you have to wait for 2 years to get an appointment for right now. So just
mm,
think and arrive at the conclusion early. Now, once you arrive at the conclusion early, try your best to do everything yourself.
mm,
One of the questions I was asked at my interview was, did I open my blocked account myself? I was asked
mm.
that. Did I make my application, not blocked account? Did I make my
Okay.
application
Mm,
myself? And then I told them, yes. And they might vet you further by just checking out. Oh, so what did you do and all of that. And the reason is Germany, I would not say strenuously, but somewhat discourages using agents, because if in fact if you have tried to go through German embassy procedures, you realize that it's not open to agency procedures. Like a lot of the things you have to do yourself, like it's calls for you to sit on your matter yourself. And yeah, Germany, even when you get to Germany here, also it's a do-it-yourself ministry. Sorry,
yeah.
it's a do-it-yourself country.
Yes. Yes.
All right, so yeah,
Yeah.
wake up early, invest yourself in the process, and if perhaps there is a Muslim that is watching this channel, yeah, pray however you believe, but we believe in Jesus, so you can also pray to Jesus, but exalt the ministry of prayer greatly to in the journey. And at the end, maybe I should say this: I love Germany. Yes,
Ah.
I wrote something on my status, and I said I'll finish it here. I love Germany so
Oh.
much. One of the reasons I love Germany is what Bukola asked me earlier. Germany gives me the opportunity to live a sane life, in the sense
Mm,
that if you want to be good, like, okay, maybe not good, if you want to be morally sound, you want to just do things normally, you want to behave normal like a normal citizen, Germany
mm,
gives you the opportunity to do that, whether it is in crossing the road, whether it is in riding bicycle with light and helmet, whether it is in driving calmly, whether it is in going to supermarket and you're sure it helps you. So if you need a just calm life, come to Germany. And yeah, and of course, yeah, Germany can
yeah.
make you know the
Yeah.
also.
Yeah, you're right. Two things. So on the driving and all of that, I see that when people go through driving tests and all, it's very rigorous. It's such a serious task, right? But that's also why um there are low levels of low levels of accidents in the country, because of the extra, because of how meticulous they are when they are trying to when you're trying to train, to learn to drive. That's one. Number two, you had said something earlier about doing things yourself and all of that. Yeah, yeah. Somebody's asking for your handle. I will get to that. So doing things for yourself, like we can't stress that's enough. There's nothing you need an agent for really. And then you have to go and pay the agent again. You don't, it's not necessary. Just do it by yourself. Um I mean, if you're educated, you can do anything, right? So just everything you need to do. Imagine that they're asking that kind of question at the interview, that did you do this process yourself? That's hilarious. And also, if you don't know about it, when you then get to the embassy and they ask you, like details, how would you answer if you're not the one who did it yourself?
Mhm,
You
mhm.
see, so it's very important. Somebody's asking for your handle. Where can people find you? Where can they find professional information like this that you have about Germany? Where can they find you?
Okay, I will drop my Instagram, but I can promise you will not see anything about what I said here on Instagram. But don't worry. If you follow me on Instagram, then you would see what I'm up to in the next few days. Yeah, I'm resuscitating a YouTube channel, and then it will be live on on this, but it's not, it, you
Right.
will still not get anything like what I said here on that channel, right? But I mean, you can reach out to me on, I mean, one-on-one inform one-on-one basis just to share this, right? But start
Okay,
booking
so
here.
that's his handle on Instagram.
Let me confirm. I think that's my handle, right? I think so.
Tukilewa.
I just want to be sure I don't have any other thing on it.
Yeah, I
It
think
was
that's it. I
just
don't know
this.
if they're now underscore or
No,
something.
no, no, no. It's as simple like that.
Okay, so AY Farmer, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can find him there. I'll also get the link and just put in this box later on, in the description box later on. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for the insights and information, and also sharing from your own wealth of experience. God
So,
bless you. Thank
um,
you also,
I'm
everyone. Okay.
sorry. I think this dropped in my head, and maybe it might be very, very important. This is not to insult anybody's integrity, right? But please don't lie at the interview. Anytime you appear before, it doesn't have to be interview or when you're dealing with Germans, please, just say the truth, whatever they want to do. Because if lies come into it and they get to know, I'm telling you, no beg will fix it, and whatever you want is gone. Like it's gone. So please.
You know what? You can be sane. What do I mean by you can be sane? You can be human. So even if, for instance, we were talking about family reunion, and I talked about that on my channel as well. I forgot some documents. I was given time to. I even they asked me how soon can I bring it. I gave them 1 week, or no, I gave them 3 days. The end of that week, I went for the interview. They gave me 1 month. So you are allowed to be human. Maybe you forgot something, you didn't remember something. It's fine. Don't
Mhm.
now lie to. Don't try to cover it up. And even these documents, I still didn't do it correctly. They called me to tell me what was expected, right? So you don't have to lie. Just try as much as possible to take your best. I don't think you can be over prepared. However, if maybe something happened, that maybe you couldn't control, just let them know, yes, and you'll be given grace, and God's favor also speak for you. Thank you
Mhm.
so much once again. Kinewa, yes, is our Diki in the church. Okay, thank you so much one more time.
Thank you for having me so much. Good
Yeah,
to
thank you
have
so much for coming. Yeah, so thank you to everyone who joined as well. Thank you for engaging. The questions kept coming. I'm glad you joined. Also, this is gonna stay on my YouTube channel. You can find it, and I'll put those links maybe by Monday maximum. I will put those links up. So um, I'll put them up tonight or Monday maximum. All right. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you.
Thank you.
Um, yes, Brother Zani is joining. Thank you.
Hey, Rawazani.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. Thank you so
everybody.
much.
Yes,
Thank you
thank
so much,
you.
everybody. And thank
Thank
you for
you,
I
Ma,
wish you
this
success.
Flora. Yeah, you were saying something, something.
No, no,
Yeah,
I'm saying thank you in response to everyone and wishing them a lot of successes.
thank you, thank you. Okay, our video's in almost two
I'll be
hours.
that soon.
Yeah, choose.
Just, do I just get out of the studio?
Vat a bit.
So